I'm gonna give you a real good example on how dumb people ain't got no common sense. This lady walked in the library one day, and she said, and I quote her. She said, "I'm so illiterate about computers." That's what she said. I said, "Have you ever tried to get on a computer? Have you ever sat down at a computer and got on it?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, how do you know?" Well, then how do you know you're dumb about them? I tell you what. I hate to say it this way, but when people's dumb, people are dumb. I was going to ask her, "How'd you get dressed this morning?" I mean, how do you know how? You don't know if you're dumb or not until you try it. She's calling herself dumb by hearsay. She hasn't tried. So I asked her, have you sat down to a computer and got on at one? She said no. Well, I said, how do you know that? How do you know you're dumb? She's going all by hearsay. I mean, that's dumb on her part all by itself. I don't know if it's the food we eat or if it's a genetic disorder. I don't know what. But it amazes me how people use a speech. I don't know. It just... Sometimes I wonder if God himself understands it. I mean, you ought to hear people talk, especially the public. Some people are very good with speech, and others... My Grandpa Redden was right 100 times over. I like to go to my Grandpa Redden's grave. People talk to their loved ones, like as if they can hear them. Like you've watched movies before where people, I love you, I miss you. People cry at someone's grave. I like to go to my Grandpa Redden's grave and say, I didn't agree with all your strong language you used, but one thing I did agree. If I was at his grave right now, I'd say one thing I do agree. You was a million times right on people not having common sense. And he used to raise hell over that. My Grandpa Redden, oh, I remember him. He used to raise, I'm not making this up, folks, he used to raise total hell over, if you didn't have common sense, you basically got cussed out. I remember that very, very vividly. I'm 12 years old. Especially if you had a college degree. If you had a college degree and you had no common sense, he didn't want nothing to do with you. I mean, golly, he never forget him spinning. He was sitting in his recliner chair going, he gets so angry, he'd rock his recliner chair back and forth, not up and down, back and forth. Somebody got him on the subject of a college degree or something. I remember that. I can't remember to what category or to what viewpoint, but someone got him on the subject of education. And boy, he raised hell over that. I can remember, we're talking about I was 12 years old, 1975. I can remember that. Me and Dad happened to go over to visit him, and we walked in the door, and he was raising all kind of hell. And he used strong language. I remember it was over at college. And boy, he took a fit. He said, blankety blank blank blank, what good is it if you lose your blankety blank 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 common sense? I never will forget that. He was all steamed and angry. He raising all kind of hell. He said, what good? Blankety blank blank blank. He used God's name in vain all the time. What blankety blank blank good is it if you ain't got no blankety blank common sense? And I'd go to his grave right now and said, Grandpa Redden, you was a million times right.